13 seniors. I think one's going to redshirt, but we got about, say, 12, and then only 3 of those are newcomers. So, yeah, we've got a lot of experience from last year's great ball club, and we're looking forward to adding a few pieces around that to make a good club this year as well.
How do you judge your work in the fall? Like, what do you want to see? What do you want to get done?
Well, the first thing you got to do, especially when you have newcomers, is you want to observe. You want to see what they bring to the table. Obviously, they did something to get here. You want to see what they bring, offensive, defensively, base running wise, all those kind of things. So you kind of sit back and you just kind of watch. So you're trying to create as many situations as you can for them to display their talent and get them comfortable around the surroundings, around the culture, and then get yourself, kind of figure out what their strengths and weaknesses are. So as we come to this part of the season, now that we're finished on the field, we can work on and fine-tune some of those things.
Good. Do you start to formulate who your starting 9 is in the fall, or do you try to just keep that completely open till you get to the spring?
It's funny you say that because Coach Moore and I and Coach Newman, we sit around, and Coach Price and Coach Diaz, and we sit there and when we're at a restaurant eating, we'll be writing lineups down on the napkins and stuff. And knowing that surely, it's going to change. But as we sit there at that particular time, who do you want in the 2-hole? Who do you want playing right field? Who do you want to – so we do that all the time. So, yeah, we've done it. And the kids will have a chance to do that here at the end of the fall as well, make out their lineup as well as we do that, give them a test at the end as well to see what they're thinking. It's amazing to see how they're thinking a lot like what we're thinking and stuff like that. So it's good collaboration.
So you let them fill out a lineup.
Yeah, it's player-coach evaluation, if you will. They kind of answer some questions. Who's your starting 9? If you're a pitcher, who do you want catching you? Who do you want at first, second, short, and so on? And so it gives us an idea to see what they're thinking as well and seeing if they're seeing the same things we are.
Yeah. Let me mention this while I'm thinking about it. I don't want to forget, but Baylor Athletics Hall of Fame induction banquet was last Friday. Yep. Whitney Canyon Rickenstein inducted. That was just tremendous.
Just tremendous. What an awesome lady. I mean, incredible job that she did here. I remember I was over at baseball at the time, but I remember seeing highlights of her pitch. I wouldn't want to get in the box against her, I can tell you that. But what an incredible family that she has now. That's what the amazing thing was at the Hall of Fame banquet, to see these kids grow up, mature, and now they're moms and they got kids, and to see the success they've had is really rewarding.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So y'all finished fall, and you kind of ended in a fun way, didn't you? Your last day out there?
Yeah, we did a little the series was 2-0. The green team won or lost, or who was it? The gold team won, I think. Anyway.
Who won, green or gold? Okay.
No, my bad.
There you go.
It wasn't my team, was it? But so anyway, they had a draw. They decided to play a little Halloween costume kickball game.
Oh, fun.
And there were actually a couple of Coach Hoots out there. Unbelievable.
There were?
Yeah. Somebody tried to and I think Coach Newman and Coach Diaz. I mean, so we had quite the array.
I would like to see some pictures there. Y'all have pictures we can see? I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Were they a good hoot? I mean, was the costume a good hoot?
Yeah. I mean, Ashlyn Walkendorf was one of them, and she carried around a little horse. I mean, like I have horses, I have cows, I have chickens. I got a little bit of everything. But anyway, it was she put on my big hat, straw hat that I have, and stuff like that. So and then Reagan did it as well, walking around with a clipboard with a pen attached with a piece of tape. That's me, I guess.
That's great.
So anyway, it was a fun time.
That's very fun. Did it happen on Halloween Day?
No, it happened about a week before.
Actually. Oh, it did?
It was just our last opportunity to get together, and that's kind of what they decided, to have a little fun day. And they had worked hard. We'd had a good fall, and so we decided to have a little fun out there.
What's the schedule look like in the spring? What are some of the highlights?
Well, we've got a tough schedule. Coach Moore always plays the best, but in order to get where you want to go, you got to play the best, and you got to beat them. So we're going to open up at a tournament down at A&M, and we're looking forward to that opportunity. A&M will be one of those teams, but we have Abilene Christian, Purdue, Utah State, and Villanova in there as well. So we're going to play our 5 games right there off the bat. Then we come back and host a tournament. We'll have OU in there for a couple of games. Hofstra's coming to town, and then we go out to California to play in the Mary Nutter, which is a tough tournament as well. And there we'll be playing Nevada, Nebraska, Missouri, Arkansas, and UCLA. So you hit the ground running in the spring for sure. But again, it's a good opportunity for us to showcase and see what we've got, see the adjustments we made before we start conference play.
Yeah, that Mary Nutter tournament early in the season, it's one of the best in the country. Y'all went 5-0 out there last year.
Yeah, we really did. It's the first time he's ever gone 5-0, and we had some great comebacks in that as well. It's a great field. If you're a softball fan, you love that because it's everywhere you look, there's great games going on, and we were in the middle of all of that and had some great comebacks as well.
Yeah, very cool. All right, very good. Hoot Johnigan, our first guest. Scott Drew will be here later in the hour, but Hoot leads things off, and we want to get to your questions when we come back. So, audience, if you have questions, get the cards up here to us, and we'll get them in front of Hoot. And, again, I want to make sure we've got plenty of time for that. So we'll do that when we come back. This is the Baylor Coaches Show presented by Central National Bank. Central National Bank, your leading independent bank. We are live at Rudy's on the Circle in Waco, and we'll be right back after this.
The Toyota Tundra's powerful, available iForce V6 engine means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To your neighbor, it means helping them with their new chainsaw carving hobby.
What do you think of this thing, eh? It's a bearfish birdman wood carving, if I've ever seen one.
To your cousins, the Tundra means
Woohoo!
as they jump off the boat onto the sandbar.
Now watch this flip.
No, don't. You're gonna...
Cannonball!
Definitely nail it.
To your co-pilots, the Tundra means an extra comfortable journey.
I can just...
You sure can.
And to you, the Tundra means... whoa. Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Now this is a bare necessity. From tailgating to sailgating, the 2025 Tundra is built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And thanks to our hosts here at Rudy's tonight. There's Daniel back there. Y'all wave and say hi to Daniel. Say thanks for hosting us. We appreciate it very much. Rudy's a proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. You know your way to Rudy's. We didn't have to give you directions here, did we?
No doubt about that. Stop by here for some tacos.
Very regularly. Hoot Johnigan, our guest, Baylor softball, and we do want to get to the questions from the audience. Some good ones, and a lot of them, Hoot, from this table right here, which is occupied by your players, a lot of your players. Let's begin with these are so great. I can't. Okay, we'll start with this. Gary Rhodes is back there.
Yeah.
And Gary says, what team or teams are you looking forward to playing against this upcoming season?
Oh, great. Good question. You know, we've had 4 teams added, and we're going to play Arizona State. We're going to play Brigham Young this year. We will not play Arizona or Utah. So anyway, those are the new teams that are coming in, and I'm excited about who we added last year as well. I think probably from top to bottom, the Big 12 is probably more balanced. I think with Texas and OU here, it was probably a little top-heavy, if you will. But now I think we're balanced from top to bottom in the softball field. So, you know, we made the trips out there to Utah and to Brigham Young before. Arizona State will be a new territory for us. So probably looking forward to covering some more territory that we haven't seen before.
It's great softball history, isn't it?
Yeah, it
like
really
we talk
is.
about Arizona especially.
It really is. I mean, and Cantrell did such a good job out there for years, and they're getting it going again as well, as will Arizona State. So it's going to be a tough conference from top to bottom.
Yeah. Anytime we mention Arizona and softball, you always think of Mark Lumley, and he is never far from our minds. So we love and still miss to this day Mark Lumley. All right, here's a couple of related questions, okay? Roy is right here, and Roy asks, how did you come by the name Hoot?
All right, cool. Well, that's a good question. For the younger people in the audience, they won't understand this, but when we were kids growing up, we watched this show called Petticoat Junction. Remember that? Well, the train, look at all this table here.
This table remembers.
I like it.
Do any of y'all know of Petticoat Junction? No.
You need to go look at it. I mean, MeTV, it's got it on.
MeTV.
But anyway, the train went through the town of Hooterville, okay? And so, and Green Acres, I think, did that as well. So my brother and I, we used to watch that. My brother used to call me Hooter Bill with a B just to make me mad, and it did. I tried to call him a name, and it didn't stick. But
Hooter Bill.
You know, Hooter Bill and Hoot has just stuck over the years. It's really amazing that the only person that calls me Steve are my mom and dad. Everybody else calls me Hoot. They know me as Hoot. If anybody calls me Steve, one, they don't know me, or two, I'm in trouble. So
that's right.
my father-in-law did not know my real name. Don and I had been dating for 2 years before he realized my real name, and I was at their house. This is back in the day of landline phones, no cell phones, and Coach Smith actually called their house asking for me over the Christmas break and asked for Steve.
Yeah.
And he goes, "There's nobody here by that name." It's like, oh, all righty then. I've never seen him blush, but he blushed because he didn't know my real name.
Oh, that's funny.
So
2
anyway,
years.
It's just shortened to Hooter and the Hoot, and I mean, I've missed a lot of phone calls because when they call and ask for Steve, nobody knows who that is.
Who is Steve?
And when I was with baseball, the head coach was Steve Smith, and so Margaret, our secretary, would always say, if they asked for Steve, they knew it was for him.
Yep.
If they asked for Hoot, they knew it was for me. So
Perfect.
That's kind of how we separated. So.
All right, there you go. There's the story. Petticoat Junction. Related question from Danny, who is on staff with you. She says, how'd you get your nicknames Hoot and Skip?
Skip.
Now, where's Skip come from?
Okay, well, we're going to show a little bit here. This is a transparent show here.
Yes,
right?
it is.
So in the office, when you're up at the office a lot, you spend a lot of hours with people, a lot of time and stuff like that. So you kind of get a little crazy at times. So we kind of have a little, names. My name is Skip, and we all talk like we're like this right here. And Sheila's out there. Sheila, wave your hand. Where's Sheila? Hey, there she is right
Sheila.
there. And so we just kind of go through stuff like that and carry on conversations, and it kind of helps us make it through the day. So there you have it.
All right, very good. Thank you. Who? Sheila?
Sheila.
And Skip. Next question is from Jensen. Ask, what is your favorite subject to tutor your athletes in?
Oh, man.
Tutor your athletes.
Microbiology, it must be something like that, I would think. But they've got it in all the different categories. But I'm going to say, because that's what she's taking this semester, business law.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You need who to
That's
help
it.
tutor you in that?
So far,
business law.
It's worked pretty good. So business law.
Okay. All right, there's one, and she didn't put her name on it.
Okay.
But the question is, who's your favorite player?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's a trick question. I bet I know who asked that, Presley.
Can you recognize that handwriting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second grade
Presley.
handwriting here. No, if somebody asked me that, I would say they all are. How about that? That's not a cop-out, but I really think we've got a unique culture. We've got some incredible young women here in our program, and they've all bring something different to the table that I love.
Nice.
And so it's really cool. It's a joy to be around them all each day, and I keep pinching myself. You don't go to work. You love what you do. You love who you're doing it with. And with this group of players, it's really fun to go to work every day.
Tremendous. That's great.
Absolutely.
Great answer. I don't think that was Presley, because here's her question, okay?
Same writing.
Well, maybe.
Busted.
From Press and Lily, if you could switch places with one person on the team, who would it be?
Oh, wow. I'll say Lily. How about that? Lily's going into social work.
Okay.
And I love
Very
hearing
nice.
her story. There's a special place in my heart for people that want to deal with kids like that and go into that profession. So, I mean, I would probably much rather do that than go into business law, maybe.
Or microbiology.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but it's really cool. It'd be kind of fun to go back into young old days with a lot of them. So it'd be kind of cool.
All right, very good. Here's one from a person in the room. Her last name is Johnigan.
Oh.
It's Annie Johnigan
Oh, wow.
back here.
Yeah.
And Annie says, who's your favorite daughter-in-law, and what's your grandpa name?
Oh, my grandpa name is Hootie.
Hootie, perfect.
H-O-T-I-E. And I've got two favorite daughter-in-laws.
You do,
I mean,
yes.
I've been really blessed. I've had two sons, and they married way over their head. They outpicked their coverage, and we did great. And Annie's definitely a favorite because she's got the only grandson right now. But Natalie is with Bryce up in Lexington, Kentucky. Just incredible young women, raised by great families. As Gary and Karen are back here as well, and extremely blessed. One thing you worry about when you have kids is who they're going to marry. And, boy, my two boys knocked it out of the park.
Outstanding.
Really
Great answer. Great question. And Brooks is here. Your grandson
Brooks
is here.
Absolutely.
Brooks was roaming around. He kept coming up to the set. He was drawn to the lights and the microphone.
He wants to be up here. I think he may have a
That's
itch
right.
for broadcasting.
Well,
you never know.
May have a gift for gab that he got from you, too. So good questions. Thank you all very much. Let's take a break. Back with more. Steve Hoot Johnigan, our guest. Baylor softball, the subject, on the Baylor Coaches Show, live from Rudy's.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cup Club, presented by Green Eye Associates, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today and sick 'em Bears.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Have you gone gold yet? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor bookstore at the upcoming Go Gold dates. To stay up to date on some golden opportunities, visit BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Go Gold and sick 'em Bears.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank. Central National Bank, your leading independent bank. Glad you're with us this evening. We continue with Hoot Johnigan, Baylor softball assistant coach. Wish the best for Glenn Moore, who's attending a funeral. Was his high school or college coach?
I think his high school football coach.
Yeah, high school football coach.
Yeah.
So we miss him and certainly understand. Glad he could be over there for that. He was one of the pallbearers for that. Hoot, we talked about your team a little bit and the schedule coming up. We talked about the league and the league. It's kind of interesting. What are your thoughts about you lose Oklahoma, you lose Texas, and it was really top-heavy. So, they sort of pulled the RPI of the whole league up. But you got some good teams coming in also. As you look at it objectively, what do you think about those 2 going out and the 4 new ones coming in?
Yeah, I really, like I said before, I really think from top to bottom, I think it's as tough as it's ever been, without a doubt. Every weekend is going to be a contest, going to be a challenge for you. You got to bring your A game. And so And we're still going to play those two. We're playing OU a couple of times, and we're going to play Texas as well. I think we'll keep that going. It just makes sense. You know, they're 90 miles down the road. It's good RPI. You know, let's play them again. I mean, Coach Moore's never backed down from anybody, and I'm with him. When you finish a game, when you've played, and you win, hey, we've accomplished something. It's not something you're supposed to do, and you beat them by 18 runs. But I think from top to bottom, this league's got a chance to be one of the toughest around, just because every week it's going to be a challenge for us. And again, going to new places, going out to Utah and Arizona for those two, it's going to be different for everybody as well. Fortunately for us, we've been to Utah because we played Utah and BYU. We went to Utah for a regional 2 years ago. So, but it won't be unfamiliar to us as coaches, but to our players it probably will be, because not everybody has been out there. So, but again, travel, you got to get in planes, you got to go into new airports, trying to figure out all that kind of stuff. But it's exciting. I enjoy the addition of these new teams that are coming in. Look forward to the challenge.
You, I think most people know you coach baseball here at Baylor for 20 years, and now have been at softball how long? Five,
yep.
At softball. What are it's a bat and ball sport, but what are the differences that you've found in those?
You know, people ask me that all the time, especially when it comes to hitting, and I'm just like, it's a round ball, it's a round bat, you're trying to hit it solid. Ball's going up, down, in, out, changing speeds. It's pretty much the same. And so I tell them, I tell our girls, we talk about barrel ability a lot. What is your ability to put the barrel on the ball? Because that's the main objective. And so we try to do the same thing over there with baseball. Put the barrel on the ball, make solid contact, and play the game. Get runners on, move them over, and get them in. And that's how you score runs. That's how you win ball games. So anyway, but I just think it's. I love the competition from both of them. I mean, it's a lot faster game because it's 60 feet to the bases, 43 to the pitcher's mound. I mean, it's right there. Press and I were over there watching the baseball team scrimmage earlier, and the field was ginormous.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, wow, look at this. Look how much room's in the outfield. And even to me, that's where I grew up, and that's where I spent the majority of my career. It just seemed big, and that ball seems so small as well. It's like a ping pong ball in my hand now. So anyway, it's it's just more compact. It's a much faster, quicker game, and pressure. I think you put pressure on the other team, and you more times than not you're going to come out ahead.
Good. We mentioned Coach Moore and Danny is here, and you mentioned Britt and Megan. Got a great staff with Baylor softball, and the consistency, and those that have been with Coach Moore, like Brittany, for so long.
Absolutely. I think it's 20-plus years for Brittany being with Glenn, and Danny came back. Danny was at a camp, and Megan played for him as well. And, what an incredible staff. What a really blessing for me to go to work every day and learn from them as well. We learn something new every day. And so we just kind of feed off each other and bounce ideas around, and it's really a great group we got together, and Coach Moore opens the door for all of us to share our opinions and ideas and different things like that, and that's what makes you better, and John Wood used to say it's okay to disagree, just don't be disagreeable. And I think we do that really well.
Good. The facilities we have here are really second to none. Getterman Stadium is fabulous. Getterman Indoor Facility is fabulous. Do we still have schools that come and look and take pictures and sort of want to copy what we have facility-wise?
Yeah, they really do. And back in the day, it was the first one to start it all off. And, they still do. We had a team coming in from California that's going to play in a tournament here in Texas this weekend, and they came by and stopped by practice today just to check out our facility. Yeah. And our indoor is second to none. I mean, it's really incredible what we do. And everybody that goes in there, they're just like, wow, this is great. And, thanks to Ted and Sue Getterman, obviously, and speaking of that, at the Hall of Fame banquet, she was recognized by Whitney Canyon, which was really awesome. 95 years old, incredible, still going strong and sharp as a tack. I mean, really does an incredible job. So really excited about that, and really a blessing to go to work in that facility every day.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and you've done a great job continuing to update, renovate. The new turf, the new lights in the last couple of years, new video board out there. What's next? What do y'all need, or what would you like to see?
Well, we've got a project going on for locker rooms. And I don't think the locker room has been. That's not actually a part of the stadium, but that's in our office area. And we've got a good jump start on that. We were hoping to get that done by this season, but It's not going to happen. There's too much paperwork and different things to go through, but we are on track to do that this summer and get that as we come back again next year moving forward and upgrade that place, make it bigger, and make it shine, as the guy used to say. So.
That's cool. Do you need more space in there? Or just needs to be renovated?
Both.
Or
A little bit of both. I think we've got ideas. We, being the coaches, we got ideas of where there's space here and here. Let's just knock this wall out and go.
Right.
Now, engineering-wise, is that feasible? I don't know, but we're gonna check it out. So it's gonna make us, 25-man roster. Our limit is what we're gonna have, and so Coach Moore's never kept that many. He's 22, 23. He's stretching it, but now we're gonna keep 25. So we need more lockers. We need more space, and I think we've got a good jump start to that for this summer.
What's the dynamic with the new roster limits? And like you said, for you guys, for everybody, really, it's going to be expanded rosters.
Yeah, it really is. And, 25 person roster this year, we got 26. I mean, because we've had so many injuries. We kept more just because of the fact that we can only, like right now, we can only probably put 18 or 19 out on the field because of injuries. Injuries are part of the game. We get that. So anyway, we're excited about that, and we will figure all those things out as we go through it. He's not used to having that many, and so there's going to be some adjustments, that's for sure.
Yeah, very good. All right, what are you doing right now with the team? I mean, fall work is done. There's still some time here in the fall, headed toward the end of the semester. I know you come back and you're going 100 miles an hour. What's going on right now?
Right now, we're going through weight training. We'll do that 6 a.m. in the morning, right? We'll be there in the morning.
6 a.m.
Get that stuff done, knock that out, getting stronger. So we're working on getting them bigger, faster, stronger, if you will, and we're doing individuals. So individuals, when you can bring them back from a pitching, a hitting, fielding, and try to work on some fine-tuning on some different things that you saw in the fall that did need some adjustments before we head into the spring. So right now, that's what we're going through.
All right. Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, thanks for being with us tonight.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Sounds like the fall has gone and is going well, and we look forward to the spring with Baylor softball.
Perfect. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Hoot.
Chris Schenkel Award winner right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hoot Johnigan, Baylor softball assistant coach. Call him Hoot. Call him Skip. Call him whatever you'd like. Just call him for dinner. We'll be back with more in a moment. The Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's. Coach Scott Drew joins us when we come back here on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank.
The Toyota Tundra's powerful, available iForce V6 engine means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To your neighbor, it means helping them with their new chainsaw carving hobby.
What do you think of this thing, eh? It's a bearfish birdman wood carving, if I've ever seen one.
To your cousins, the Tundra means as they jump off the boat onto the sandbar.
Now watch this flip.
No, don't. You're gonna...
Cannonball!
Definitely nail it.
To your co-pilots, the Tundra means an extra comfortable journey.
I can just...
You sure can.
And to you, the Tundra means... whoa. Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Now this is a bare necessity. From tailgating to sailgating, the 2025 Tundra is built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Are you a proud Baylor fan? Do you love prizes? The Baylor Sports app allows fans to track their attendance across athletic events and earn points using Baylor Bold Rewards. Baylor Athletics wants to reward the most loyal fans for cheering on the Bears, so register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com or download the Baylor Sports app straight to your phone. Prizes this year are better than ever, so start earning your points today. Hey Baylor fans, Baylor soccer season is currently underway. Come be a part of the action at Betty Lou Mays Field all season long and watch head coach Michelle Leonard and the Bears battle against the best in the Big 12. Score your tickets for game day right now at BaylorBears.com/tickets. We'll see you at Betty Lou. Sic 'em Bears.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's. Let's give you our Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics health tip for the week. Don't let pain slow you down. We diagnose and treat sports-related injuries and provide orthopedic services for athletes and non-athletes alike. Visit a Baylor Scott and White Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Specialist and move like you used to. And, folks, as we turn the half hour, join me in welcoming Baylor men's basketball head coach Scott Drew with us tonight. Welcome to you.
Thank you, sir.
Well rested.
It's much better seeing you here than out west.
Like way out west. That was a tough trip just because of the distance, wasn't it?
What trip?
Yeah.
We turned the page on that.
You got to move on past that. And the late night game and everything. But really good exposure. I mean, ESPN2 put the game there for a reason.
Yeah, well, it was a great environment and really good for us early in the year to see just where we have to go. And perfect storm. You take everything into account. We knew it was going to be a tough game with them returning 8 of their 9 starters and us having 1 returning starter. And ideally, you'd rather play that game a little bit later in the year because we'll get better as we learn each other's names and everything. But I think the great thing is we found out some things that we might not have been able to find out this early in the year without playing that game. So I think that game will come back to help us in the future. And if you look, that first road game you play, you can talk about it. But 2 years ago, we got destroyed at Marquette. Last year we got destroyed at Michigan State, and even tried to talk to our guys before the game, like Jeremy, your first road game with Duke was at Arkansas last year, and you got beat bad. Norchad's first road game was at Kentucky. They got beat by 30. I mean, it's just that first road game, the emotion, environment, and everything, sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth. We didn't want to, but you have to get better.
Well, and you said all along that you're going to be better for playing this game, win or lose, and that's what you're saying is going to happen.
Well, we'd preferred to get better from the win, but we'll get better from the loss now,
Yeah. And you and Mark Few sort of made this happen, didn't you? I mean, you guys agreed to play because it was rare. It was the only top 10 versus top 10 matchup on opening night.
Well, there's a reason people don't – I mean, there's very few – road games played home and home now. You'll get a lot of neutral games, and we have a great one this Saturday, which I know we'll talk about later. But normally you don't get that first even top 25 matchup on the road until conference. So it's good now because we got a lot of time to get better and ready for that as well.
What'd you see from some of your new guys? What'd you learn, under the lights for the first time?
Well, I mean, we had 4 guys cramp. We don't ever have guys cramp.
Very rare.
And I think that just the adrenaline, the emotion, the late night, was that 11:30 our time with the time change. I mean, so like a lot of perfect storms, but we'll learn a lot from there. I think it was great for Rob and VJ and Jason to see just what a college environment is like, and for our staff, we have a lot of new staff members, and us. What we always say is you take ownership for what you're responsible for, and our staff's game plan obviously wasn't the right one, and so we took ownership of that. And then at the same time, I think just everybody experiencing that together. Sometimes success brings you together. Sometimes failure does.
Yeah. And so many new guys. I mean, 9 new faces on your team this year. You're still kind of learning each other and learning what you can do and learning rotations, aren't you?
Well, and I was talking to Coach McCaslin this morning, and he's like, they just played their first game last night, and having the 3 guys that returning starters, they know the pace, they know what you want. They settle everybody down, and the more veterans you have early on, it's and again, they say there's three things in coaching: X and O's, scheduling, and recruiting. And us playing up there, we knew we knew the challenges with 1 returning starter. At the same time, hopefully we like setting records. We don't want to ever set another record. That was the worst loss since 2007. Some of our guys weren't even born, I don't think.
Yeah.
So that's good that we can set records, but we'll make them for the positive from here on out.
Pat and I thought Rob Wright, new freshman, was really a bright spot for you.
Yeah. I'm sorry to get back to that.
Yeah.
So Rob, he had several family members there. They came from Philadelphia. It took them 4 days to get out there, but no, he did a lot of really good things. He was one of the guys that cramped. I thought VJ did some positive things. Unfortunately, we had 2 scrimmages, and we never saw that defensive efficiency from the post defense, and we never saw us really struggle from shooting like that. We were 3 for 21. And in all our scrimmages and 5-on-5 with officials, we've always been around 40%. So when you're not shooting well, you got to find other ways to score, get to the free throw line, get offensive rebounds, get stops and get easies. We just didn't get any of that.
Gotcha. Well, another tough test this Saturday. Let's talk about that when we come back. Arkansas in Dallas in the American Airlines Center. We'll talk about that with Coach Scott Drew as we continue on the Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's, and we'll be right back after this.
Are you ready for the action-packed experience of Baylor volleyball? Come watch the Bears All
I'll be right back, John.
Center as the team battles to bring home another Big 12 Conference championship to Waco. Secure your seats at BaylorBears.com/tickets and come be a part of the action courtside. Youth teams can also sign up to be Anthem Buddies and join the team on the court before first serve by emailing fan_engagement@Baylor.edu. We'll see you at the Farrell Center and Sic 'em Bears.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed. Smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From Rudy's. Sir, in the blue shirt, sir, come up here, please. So as we come back, we got a great crowd here at Rudy's. Come right up here in between us. He was taking a picture with us in the background. Let's get a picture with him. Wow. Roy, would you take the picture? Give Roy the camera there. Just come right on up here. You got your picture with Scott Drew, and that's great.
With J-Mo, maybe.
Yeah, come right here in the middle. Come on. We're going to make this a good picture for you. There you go. Those of you watching on our YouTube stream, you see what we're talking about. So, all right. Very good. Thank you. What's your name? Thank you, Michael Griffin. All right, appreciate it. Now, we can't have a parade of folks coming up here during the show, but, Michael, thank you for that. We're back with Coach Scott Drew, Baylor men's basketball coach, and we mentioned your next game. Man, what a schedule. Gonzaga on the road, neutral site, quote, quote. It actually will go down as a road game is what David Kay was telling me, even though it's not at their home arena, right?
Yeah, it was 5 minutes from the home arena, so that counts.
And double the attendance what they would have had in their home arena, 12,000. So that's a road game. And now a neutral site game this week in Dallas at the American Airlines Center, Baylor versus Arkansas. Good old-fashioned Southwest Conference matchup.
Well, so for any fans in the Metroplex, they don't have to drive to Waco. Now we're coming to you. And for the Waco fans that watch the Mavs on TV all the time, it's a great way to experience American Airlines Arena. So we want a big crowd for that game. It's a great experience for the fans, and it's a great opportunity for both teams to compete on an NBA floor.
Yeah. Arkansas, team we saw in the
Southwest Conference days.
Well, yes, but after that in the Final Four run.
Correct.
Was that the Elite Eight? I think that's
right.
It was. I think it was the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
So
we're getting old, huh?
Come on back, Baylor and Arkansas, and it's this Saturday at 6:30. And what has practice been like? I mean, talked about the long trip, late night getting back. Are you all back into it full bore yet?
Yeah. So we got back about 6:30 in the morning or 6 in the morning, and yesterday was an off day, and today we were able to watch film and correct some things. Have a practice. Tomorrow we'll get after it a little bit more, and then really get in Arkansas prep mode.
Arkansas, number 16 in the nation. What can you tell us about them?
Really talented roster. Both of us, Coach Calipari and us, have always had battles for good freshmen, and they got some really good, talented freshmen that'll be NBA players in a year, and then they, like us, were able to bring in some veterans in the portal, and I know they've had a couple injuries. We're still battling with Langston's, and I'm sure they hope they get their guys back, and we're hoping Langston's back soon.
Yeah. Hate to see Langston not available the other night. Hopefully, maybe soon, or what's the prognosis?
Yeah, with him and Ryan Nimhard played together at Mount Verge, so we faced each other at Creighton, and now we faced each other here. And I think Ryan said Langston's ducking him.
Would love to have him, for his sake, to have him back healthy and back out there for you. Hey, we got some questions from the audience. You ready for these?
Yes.
All right, for Coach Scott Drew. First question is from Steve Van Wagner right here. Steve asked, good question, with so many new players, what combinations of starters seem to gel best?
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't think we'll really know probably until December. And it might be even a conference from the standpoint you got to get a full roster, so you got to get Langston back acclimated, and then see what's the best combinations on and off the bench. And I mean, you look at even Gonzaga returned 8 of their top 9, and I think their 2 scrimmages they started a different lineup, and ours they started a different lineup, and they returned 8 out of 9. So it takes some time to figure it out.
Yeah, very much. All right, good
question.
Thank you, Steve. Roy.
When you have the answer, let us know.
Yeah. Coach will take your input. Roy, I'm sorry I jumped on your question a little bit. He's asking how would you evaluate the play of Rob Wright after that first game?
Rob Wright has always been a really gifted facilitator, and he can get the spots on the floor you can't teach. But I think he's come a long way with understanding the defensive side of the ball and help side and on-ball defense, and at the same time just what we're looking for offensively as far as pace and when we need to slow it down, when we need to run.
Very good. All right, good question, Roy. Tina asked, where's Tina? Somewhere in the room. Right there. Okay. Tina asked a question about men's and women's basketball, both men and women here at Baylor in the top 15 in the nation in the preseason poll. Yeah. How about that? I mean, that's pretty heady stuff going on in Foster Pavilion.
So the great thing is you can come to men's and women's games, and you can see great basketball hopefully all year long. There's not a bad seat in the Foster Pavilion. And the good thing is you get to experience both sides of it from the standpoint. We have one of the best women's programs, one of the best women's coaches in the business, and more importantly, both sides have really good young people that represent Baylor the right way, and they appreciate the support. So thank you very much for those that attend either or both.
Yeah. And the Women Open, you know this, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in Foster Pavilion against Incarnate Word. Tomorrow night, your home opener is next Tuesday, against Sam Houston State. How about, I think we may have talked about this last time you were here, but how about the Foster now being completely open, the Allison Development Center, everything? How has that been for you?
Well, I tell you how nice it was the day we moved in. I have yet to step foot back in the Farrell.
Oh, is that right?
So it is so nice over there, and it's a true blessing. And then I know volleyball and acrobats and tumbling definitely are so excited about having their own place.
Yeah, step up for them. It really is. They get a lot more space. I think Felicia Mulkey's in your old office over there. How about that? You should stop by and see it. It really is nice. Looks different.
Does it look different?
It does look different. All right, we'll take a break. Continue with Coach Scott Drew in just a moment on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank. Central National Bank, your leading independent bank. And we're back live from Rudy's right after this.
Elevate your lifestyle with a Baylor Club membership. Enjoy unparalleled access to our exclusive lounge area located in the heart of McLean Stadium. Membership with the Baylor Club means you're part of a vibrant community where networking and forging lasting connections is as easy as a smile and a handshake. Indulge in members-only events and personalized service that caters to your every need. For those extra special moments, host your private events with us. Contact the Baylor Club membership or private events team at 254-710-8080.
This is Elise McGee with Baylor Volleyball, and this is my story. Trying to balance faith, school, and volleyball has felt at times impossible. Having people around you that point you to God and His truth, I feel, is something unique at Baylor. God surrounded me with coaches, teammates, professors, and staff that intertwine Him in our daily lives. My name is Elise McGee, and this is my Champions Tribune.
Read more Champions Tribune at BaylorBears.com.
The Toyota Tundra's powerful, available iForce V6 engine means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To your neighbor, it means helping them with their new chainsaw carving hobby.
What do you think of this thing, eh? It's a bearfish birdman wood carving, if I've ever seen one.
To your cousins, the Tundra means as they jump off the boat onto the sandbar.
Now watch this flip.
No, don't. You're gonna...
Cannonball!
Definitely nailed it.
To your co-pilots, the Tundra means an extra comfortable journey.
I can just...
You sure can.
And to you, the Tundra means... whoa. Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Now this is a bare necessity. From tailgating to sailgating, the 2025 Tundra is built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports.
Sounds good.
The Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank, live from Rudy's on the Circle in Waco. Scott Drew, our guest, Baylor men's basketball coach, and your schedule. We talked about Arkansas coming up in Dallas on Saturday, home for the first time next Tuesday against Sam Houston State. You got a game coming up against the two-time defending national champs in UConn. How about that?
Yeah, we definitely tried to see what's the toughest schedule we could play to get ready for conference. So I think we did a good job.
I think what will that be? The matchup of two of the teams that won three of the last four national championships. Right, with UConn.
That's good math.
Yeah, I was doing that on the fly. Yeah. So that's going to be wild. It is part of the Big 12 Big East Challenge, and it'll be up in Connecticut coming up in just a few weeks.
Sounds like a promo for the game.
Yeah, it's a biggie. Another biggie. You got a lot of biggies. You go to the Bahamas again coming up the week before Thanksgiving.
And then some great teams there from Virginia, Tennessee, St. John's. So, again, a lot of ranked teams and a lot of opportunities for us to get better and gel quicker.
Yeah. How do you, when you're making the schedule, how do you balance that? You want to challenge yourself, but you don't want to kill yourself in non-conference knowing what's ahead in the Big 12.
Yeah. After the first game, I said, "Who's the scheduling coach? They're fired." And they said, "That's you, coach." I said, "Yeah."
Right. But it's good to have a mix, isn't it? I mean, a mix. You want to challenge yourself. You want to learn more about your teams in non-conference.
Well, I think in this day and age where you got a lot of movement, if you in recruiting, they want to play against quality opponents, just like our fans want to see quality opponents. And at the same time, to prepare yourself for conference, you have to know what you have to work on and what to expect. And the only way to do that is put yourself out there and put yourself in difficult situations. I remember I was looking because I was thinking, man, remember that year we played Villanova and they go to the Final Four, and we held them to 36 points here.
Yeah.
They were 7-4.
Yeah.
And then they went on to go to the Final Four. So sometimes you have to go through some of that.
Wow, that is wild. How about the new league and the challenge of this new league? 5 Big 12 teams in the top 10 of the AP preseason poll, 6 in the top 20. That's pretty salty. No other league can match that.
Well, and what really is, are the environments that makes it like with us at Gonzaga. That's a Big 12 environment, and that prepares you for it, and that's why the Foster's so important. It gives you a place where people want to know what the home crowd does. It just makes your guys play so much harder and intimidates and affects the visiting team 100%, especially when things don't go their way and that momentum builds. And the home crowd is the biggest motivation you can have. And the other thing is they always make sure the officials know what they miss, and that works out.
And you don't mind that, do you?
No, on the road it's not so good. But
yeah. How about your staff? I mean, we talked about so many new players on the roster, but, man, you got a lot of new on your staff also.
Yeah, and that's where putting yourself in, again, the environments you're going to have all throughout conference get you ready for that, and it speeds the learning curve up.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, good luck against Arkansas this week. Looking forward to that. What would you like to see beyond a win against Arkansas?
Oh, the win by far is the most important
We'll
thing.
start with that. Right. What else would you like to see?
Well, I mean, we want to see improvement. We have goals every game and keys every game, and start to establish some momentum with that. And the one thing we did do a decent job at Gonzaga is we took care of the ball. We didn't turn it over as much as a lot of new teams do. So that was probably the only bright spot.
That is good. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. It's been a long week for you already, but thanks for adding this to your schedule.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Baylor fans. And if we can see you on Saturday, that would be awesome. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Coach Scott Drew, our guest on the Baylor Coaches Show. Thank you, Coach. Baylor in Arkansas Saturday, 6:30 tip-off from the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Take a break, come back, wrap things up. Look ahead, more when we come back on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank.
It's the biggest blockbuster on the Brazos, and you don't want to miss the premiere of Baylor women's basketball at brand new Foster Pavilion for the upcoming season.
All right, I'll count you out.
Return to the court with head coach Nikki Collin.
About a minute.
Another Sweet 16 appearance under their belts. The Foster Pavilion lets you be closer to the action. So help us fill the Foster with green and gold by getting your women's basketball season tickets today at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Hey Baylor fans, group experiences are back for the 2024 football season. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online and on the Baylor Sports app. Baylor football experiences include on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team run-out, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and so much more. There's limited availability, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences or the Baylor Sports app to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed. Smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. And a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon.
Yeah, about a minute 15.
Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Coaches Show tonight live from Rudy's. Thanks again to our host here at Rudy's. Always terrific to come here. We'll be back next week with another big show next week. And off the top of my head, I think Mitch Thompson will be here next week. Baylor baseball wrapping up fall work this week.
1 minute.
So we'll get a report on that and on signing day from Mitch Thompson. And Nikki Collin will be with us next Wednesday. So we look forward to that. Our next Baylor Coaches Show next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks to Hoot Johnigan and Steve and Scott Drew, who are with us this evening on the Coaches Show. And a reminder, Baylor volleyball in action tonight. They're in Lubbock. They're playing right now. Brent's keeping a close eye on that. And they'll be home on Saturday afternoon, hosting UCF on Saturday back in the Farrell Center. Baylor football back in action a week from Saturday in Morgantown against West Virginia, a 3 p.m. kickoff Saturday, November 16th. All right, we appreciate your being with us tonight. Those of you here at Rudy's, those of you watching, those of you listening, thanks very much. Thanks to our host at Rudy's, and we'll see you next week with another edition of the Baylor Coaches Show.
All right, bud. We will talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Thanks.
The Baylor Football Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank on the Baylor Sports.